Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. Tracy here, and it is a glorious sunny day today, absolutely, but it is a little bit frosty. Well, say frosty, it's not frosty, it's a bit cold, you know, freezing in fact. It's not cold. Hello, who am I? What am I talking about? Who's that? I don't know. Let's start again. Hello. Crochet Rocks here. It's a beautiful sunny day, although a little fresh. There you go. That's all I needed to say. But no, I just dug myself in a big hole. Big hole. Big hole. A large hole. So I've just filmed a video. Oh, getting all girl in your girlfriend up in your mush. I just filmed a video for some yarn bundles that I'm going to be doing, and I bought an extra ball to swatch up, so that's cool. I had to go out today with Gary. He had an appointment at the hearing clinic at the hospital, so I went to a different town, so I had a good look around in a couple of places, but not much doing. But yeah, I got something anyway. But it is really, really pretty. When you're driving out, sea looks lovely. It's all a little hazy, but it looks like a summer's day. The glistening off the water, and it just looks so nice. And then you open the door, and it's like, oh, you know, that little bit of where it bites you. But it actually is nicer than it was, and we've not had any rain, which is a definite bonus, because I, for one, am sick of it. I'm always rusty because it just doesn't stop. It hasn't. It's like St Swithin's all over again. It's been awful. Okay, so remember when there were 5 and dime stores where you actually bought things for 5 or 10 cents. Well, I get what you mean, because we've got, obviously Woolworths was ours back in the day, because my dad always used to call it like a penny something. So I know when Woolworths first hit the streets, it was a bit of a 5 and dime kind of place. It got a little bit more upmarket than that, and they were brilliant when I was a kid. You could buy the top 20 or top 40 I'd say in their albums and singles. You could Gary's favourite thing of all in the whole store, pick and mix, and they had pick and mix quality street, you know, and real sweets that you might want to eat. So they had a baby department that always had really lovely baby clothes, and they had you could buy a stroller in there, you know, like just a little one or something. They didn't have masses, but they always had a couple that were really good, you know. Everything they had was good quality. You could buy stationery in there. You could buy yarn in there. You could buy anything, basically. Woolworths was the answer to most questions back in those days. So yeah, we did have those stores, but it wasn't really a 5 and 10 cent store. When I was a kid, it was more, it was reasonable, but it wasn't like that. But now we've got Poundland, we've got the 99p store, but even Poundland, you go in and things are £3. You know, it's not Poundland at all anymore. But when it opened, everything was £1, and if it was really cheap things, it was 2 for £1. But now, isn't, you know, some things are £1, but most things are not £1. They're like more than that. And they do clothes, so obviously they're not £1. You know, they've all of these shops that have come along, they emulate Woolworths, but poor old Woolworths went under, and we missed them on our high street. But none of them match up, none of them. And then I suppose the nearest thing we had was a Wilkinson's, but they've gone. You know, they went under. I don't know what the answer is to it. Put them in places where people go to do the shopping, in like little factory outlets. That seems to be the answer. Those kind of stores that are there thrive. The high street stores, not so much. Oh, nearly forgot this. Let's have a look-see. Where are we? It was Gus Fring, Moff Gideon yesterday, but we got a double Grogu. Yay! Look at that. Oh, look, he's so cute. Look. Oh, I do love a Grogu. And 2 Grogus is even better. So, yeah, time's a racing, isn't it? Goodness gracious me. And heavens. Well, I've not really got much else to talk about today. You know, yesterday I had a bit of verbal diarrhea and I went on for ages, and I could have carried on. I could probably still be here now, to be honest with you. I was just really going for it. But today it's like I must have exhausted every topic of conversation. No, don't know. It's weird, isn't it? Some days there's just nothing you can think of that you might find interesting, and then other days it's like blah. So I've managed to find a supplier for the genie, which is brilliant. So I'll be getting those, but I need to get some money together first before I pay out any more stuff. And I'm now into the Rico Yarns site, which it took a while because every time they reset it, it didn't work. But I'm now in, and boy, that's a big site. So I'll be looking at that. Also, nearly filled up my basket the other day with some more Robin paint box, which is beautiful. They've got some new colours and they're stunning. So yeah, got lots of stuff in the offing. But this weekend, on Sunday, I'm going up to Paul and Victoria's for Mother's Day for dinner. And Michael is coming with me. So that, and she's also got someone else. And so it's a big old dinner that she has to cook. So, it'll be a tester. She always used to say, I don't like cooking for other people. Now she's got like an army to cook for. So, she's like obviously got a little more used to it now. So I'm going to put my neckline. I've just been doing, as I say, another video with yarn in it. So I'll put that in there. That's cool. Wow. So yeah, it's really beautiful out. It looks nice. Makes you want to go and sit on the decking, but you wouldn't want to if you went outside. Although Gary is out there as we speak, cutting the grass. I know it's not quite as wet now, so it's not so bad, but he's doing some gardening. It had got really long. It was like this long, so if you leave it too long, it becomes difficult. So that's where he is. He's been pulling wallpaper off the wall in the other room, so he's up to that again, up to his DIWine. He's also DIWine. Maybe I should start a line of wine called DIWine. If you make wine, oh goodness, that's a great name, isn't it? If you made wine and you wanted to sell it, you could call it DIWine. Or even if you just had stuff to sell for winemaking equipment, you could call it DIY. Wow! Or maybe I'll start a business. Maybe. Maybe not. Anyway, used to have loads of demi-johns and all that stuff for winemaking, and it never really got off the ground with it. Gary had this bee in his bonnet about doing it, and he did one demi-john and that was it. Never did any more. My dad did it when we were young though, but he used to make lovely wine, and my brother, to die for, his wine was gorgeous. And my dad and my brother went into mass production of wine, and they made wine out of anything they could get their hands on, to be honest with you. Even turnips, parsnip wine was strong. But my favourite was the strawberry wine and gooseberry wine, that was lovely, and rhubarb, that was beautiful as well. So, they used to make wine, but one thing my dad did, and I've mentioned this before, a long time ago, he made ginger beer. And he loved ginger beer, so does Gary. But my dad, they would have got on very well. They've got a lot of things in common. They say you pick your dad, don't they, when you get older? Anyway, he made ginger beer and he put it in. He had this cupboard, like a walk-in cupboard in their bedroom. This was when we lived in London. And me and Dad were watching TV downstairs. And all of a sudden we heard this explosion. And it was like, boom! And we both looked at each other, and then it went boom, and then it went boom, boom, and it just went boom again. And he's like, "Oh no!" And I said, "What?" He said, I think that's the ginger beer. So we ran up the stairs and we opened the cupboard just in time to see another one go poof, and it was just dripping from the ceiling, running down the walls. It was puddles everywhere. We shut the door and said, let's just leave it until it's finished, and then I'll sort it out. But yeah, the whole lot exploded in the cupboard. Stank of ginger beer for a very, very long time. My dad was funny. He did lots of funny things. Funniest thing my dad ever did. Then he used to fall asleep all the time. So he was a big eater, my dad, you know, big eater. My mum used to feed him up, and he would sit in his chair after dinner and he'd just conk out and fall asleep, you know. And I was doing my homework in my mum's chair. I never used to sit there because it was always too near the fire and too hot. But I don't know, I was sitting there, had my knees up and I had my work on my knees and I was doing my homework, and suddenly I thought, what's that smell? Oh, what is that? And it smelled like burning rubber. So I looked up and my dad's feet were on fire. They were smoking, and I could see that my dad's feet were like really. So I'm like, oh, Dad, and he saw. I said, I woke up and went, what? I went, your feet are on fire. So he did no more but stand up. And of course, once he stood up, it burnt his feet. And he was like hopping up and going, oh, 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 oh. I mean, just take them off. Take them off. Oh, dear. Good job I was there. He could have spontaneously combusted or something, you know. Funny man. He was lovely. Another time, this is a dad day, isn't it? Funny because Mother's Day's coming up. It should be about my mum, but it was like, I had a car. And we had a driveway where you could get about 5 cars in it. And I had this car, I was taking lessons, and it was parked the second car in. And so he needed to get another car out. So he said, can you move your car out? And then he had another car, you know, I want to work on it. And he said, I can get that out, or his trailer or something. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I've gone out and I'm in the car and he's going like this. And I think, just get out of the way, you know. And I thought, it's my driveway, for crying out loud. We've got bushes opposite. Nobody lives here. Us, just a few people. But he's doing all this anyway. So like, I've kind of got the biting point. All of a sudden, I shot out like a bat out of hell, aiming for my dad. And I was reversing. And he ran as fast as he could into the bushes. And my car went into a tree. Well, it was a bush. And come to a stop. It didn't damage it. And he went, what'd you do? What'd you do that for? And I said, my foot got stuck. Because I had those, remember skulls? Those wooden things with the bar across that were all the rage back in the late 60s, early 70s. Well, I had a pair of those on and it got stuck under the pedal like a wedge. And it kind of like went down. And it was back. It went like at an alarming speed, and thankfully the blackberry bushes stopped me from going any further. My dad was a big man, and seen him move so fast. It was really quite funny. He was like, ah! Yes. So he said, "You're mad. You tried to kill me." It's not, my foot got stuck. No, I've learnt a lesson. Don't drive in skulls. Really. Anyway, I'm going to get off and upload this. Sorry, I'm a bit flaky today. But I don't know where all those memories came from. I don't know. Just talking about my dad. Poor old dad. Aww. He died way too young. He was 62. And a little confession, right? I was always worried about getting to 62. So I used to think, well, Dad died at 62. I might, you know, it might happen to me, sort of thing. And so far it hasn't. This is, obviously I'm only 36 really, you know. I'm getting off. I'll see you on the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.